I bought this Tiger Shark pool cleaner as it is from eBay, and I'm going to show you how you can check them out to see what's going to be wrong with it. I don't know, somebody tried to fix it and they disassembled it and they couldn't figure out what's wrong probably with it and leave it as it is. I'm going to show you if it has any mechanical issue or if it has any problem with that controller. Even if the controller is bad, I can show you how you can repair them. I already have two of these. I bought one of them at 2011. It worked for about 3 years. Then I bought the next one at 2015. And when I bought that one, then I found out the controller was bad for me, and I figured it out how can I fix them. And if this thing has a problem with the controller, I can show you. And anything else is wrong with this, I can show you how you can fix them. It's not going to be a problem. Whoever tried to fix this thing, he didn't know how to take them apart. As you can see, it's pretty much unglue everything. And I bought them as is from eBay. And I'm going to fix it and I'll show you how you fix them. I'm going to check them one by one, and I tell you, then we can see what is wrong with it, and then we can fix it. First thing that we're going to check is going to be this power supply. It's supposed to have between these 2 points right in here, it's supposed to have around 29 volt DC. The system is 24 volt, but because of the long extension that they do have and the other issue, this thing is generating, it has a transformer in there that is creating the AC, and then the low voltage, then it goes through the bridge, and output of the bridge is almost 29 volts. So we're going to measure it to see if it's going to be 29 or do we have a problem with the power supply. Of course, this unit, as I said, when I bought them, I bought them just for the part, and it could have a multiple problem. So let me just put this two in here, and I don't get anything. Let me just turn it on. All right, as you can see, we get a 28.95 volts. So that's almost 29 volts. So there's nothing wrong with it. It has a 2 timer. One is going to be quick, about 1 hour, and this one is for 4 hours. So there's nothing wrong with the power supply. Now we're going to check. I take a look at both of the roller and brush. They are in a very good shape. The bearing on them are good on both sides. The next thing that we're going to check is going to be the this module that has a 2 motor in there, 2 DC motor in there. In some of these that has a remote control has a 3 motor. On this one has 1 motor. Is try to move this track on this side, and then both of this roller, they are interlock. It causing the other track to move to. For moving to the left and right, they are using the handle. This handle is start moving like this inside the water based on the orientation that they do have. As you can see, the instruction is on here. It can move to the left or to the right. I'm just gonna stop right in here, connect them, and see if this module is working or not. Whoever tried to fix this thing, he didn't know what he's doing. Pull everything apart, and you can see all the glue right in here. It came undone. That I have to glue this thing back together. It's not a problem, because if even one of my unit that's about 7 years old, the glue, it came undone. You can use the JB Weld epoxy, clean this thing up very well with the alcohol, and even if you have a thinner, paint thinner, clean them up, and then you can glue it. As you can see, it has a bunch of these screws right in here. These are Torx screws that you have to open them up, that the both side is coming up if you want to change the track or change any other bearing. I don't know why they pull this thing apart like this. So I'm just going to unscrew all of those. I do believe it's about 7 screws in each side, if I don't make a mistake. Yeah, 7 in that side, 7 in this side. And then I'm going to take everything apart, and then we're going to pull this module that has a motor in it out and check them out to see what is wrong with it. If it's just the electronic is bad on them, not a problem. That's a timer. I can show you guys how to fix them. If the motor is bad or the water got inside of it, it's pretty much this module is going to be done in that case. Okay, I pretty much got all the screws up. As you can see, they are Torx. They are stainless steel. You cannot, if you're missing any of these screws, you have to order a stainless steel. Do not put a regular screws on it, because inside your pool you have a chlorine and different chemical. They're gonna rust and it's damage the system. As you can see, the propeller is already broken. These are not, that's not gonna be a big deal. These are being sold in Amazon and eBay. Something between $15 to $20. I do have one of those. As you can see, this is completely came undone. I take a look at all the bearing. The bearing are all good. I don't see any issue with any of them for both sides. The track, they are okay. I don't see even problem with the track. They are not that old, and I might just use them again. I don't see anything broken except this glue right in here. It came undone that I have to put on for the both side. So what am I going to do right now? One of the things that you want to do for your own system, when you're trying to take it apart, open this top part and unscrew this and get this propeller off. Other than that, you're going to break it before you take anything off. That's probably the reason that they broke this thing. I don't see the other piece on them. It's not going to be a big deal for me. I'm just going to open this thing up and disconnect it from the bottom. To disconnecting this thing, you will have two smaller Torx right in here, and then you have to unscrew this thing with a 2 screwdriver or something. Put them in there, unscrew it. Then it's a plug in there that you can pull them up. Then we can take this thing off, put them on the table and check them to see if there's anything wrong with it. If there's anything wrong with it, I can tell you how you can fix it. So now I'm just going to stop right in here, undo this, and then we can pick them up from there. Next thing that we want to check is a cable. To doing so, we know the power supply is good. We're going to plug them in right now. Let's just get this plug. Okay, let's see if we can get this thing a little untangled. This thing gonna have, as you know by now already, it has a certain way of going in. This notch right in here is telling you the direction that it's supposed to go in. So let's just use the power supply and take a look to make sure there's nothing wrong with the cable or this connector that we do have right in here. So I don't know if how can I hold this. Let me see. Okay. If I put them right in here, bring this thing closer, put this in voltmeter and measure the voltage. As you can see, I do have 29 volt, actually 28 something. Even without the load, it has about 20 millivolt drop. So I do have about 28 volt right in here. Let me just pick this thing up. 28 volt right in here. So there's nothing wrong with the cable too. The other thing that we learned is the this side that has a little notch. You see this notch right in here? I don't know if this notch is, this side is a positive and this side is a negative. This is positive. The one that has a little notch. And if you're looking inside of the hole right in here, you can see a little notch right there. Let me see if I can zoom in. You see a little notch on that side? That is the positive. The post that is in that side is supposed to be positive. This side is a negative. So I'm just going to put the little temporary wire in there and try to power them up to see if this thing is going to come on or not. This is how you unscrew this thing first. You have to completely get them open. Of course, you're not working with one hand. It's not going to be easy thing to be done. But here, then you can take this cap off and then you can just pull and the plug is coming out. Now you can put this thing on top of the table and see what's going on with it. As you can see, this is a broken propeller. That's the screws for it. This is the little bracket that is holding the cable in the bottom right in here. And if you take a look at the inside of this, you can see two prom that I'm gonna put the power voltage line in there and give them a power something. As you can see, this system is a 24 volt, but as I mentioned, the supply is 29. The reason is the RMS value is going to be 24. Also, the voltage might be a little above 24, might be about 25, 26. But because you do have 55 feet of the cable, you do have voltage drop, so you're going to get the 24 volt in here. We do have two motor in here. One, this is for propeller, and the other one is a drive motor. This is direct. This is motor is direct, shaft is coming out. The other one has a gear reduction that it bringing them. It's going to be very hard to move this, but you can move this thing by hand. So let me just go ahead and connect the two wire in there that we can apply the voltage to this thing to see if it does work or not. The important thing, you have to remember which side is a positive, which side is the negative. Right now I'm gonna show it to you guys. When I connect them, I show you it's gonna be the left hand side is the positive or the right hand side. When I connect them, I will tell you, explain to you guys what are the voltages and how this thing does work. Okay, I set up the system. I give in 28 volt. This side that is closer to the shorter end of the module is a positive, and the other side is a negative. So I'm just going to give them the voltage. As you can see, it's pulling a very little current, and it seems like it's working, but yep. Seems like this thing, it does work. I just don't know. Well, you can see this is a stop, and now it goes to the other direction. This is going to move the track forward and back, and the top one is just, the top motor is just running only. Well, it does have a little problem. I can see a little problem with it. Maybe not. Right now, the top one is just going to the one direction because it's supposed to push the water off from the top, and it create a vacuum inside of this. So the vacuum that you do have, if this thing is completely sealed, the all of the debris, include of the water, goes inside, and all of the debris is going to trap right in here, and the water is going to push from the top. Apparently, this thing does work. I don't see any problem with it. The top motor does work, and the bottom motor does work. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue the shell, put a new propeller on it, and put them in a pool to see what's going on. I was hoping that this thing doesn't work, that I can show you guys how you can fix it. Just inside of that is a little timer that is going to allow, goes about 90 seconds forward, 90 seconds back. This is pretty dumb system. This does not have any GPS or anything that it track, and this thing is just moving the track forward or back. So you're probably going to ask, okay, if this thing just going to go forward and just going to go back, how can it go to the left hand right? That is going to be handled by this handler that they do have. When it's inside the water, the direction that you put in it move, and it put a little torque on the body of the vacuum, and it moving up to the left or right. So this thing is randomly moving through your pool, and it cleaning your pool. I typically run them about 8 hours per week, and it worked very good for me. I mean, yeah, I just don't understand why did they drop this thing and they break it, because I don't see any problem with this. So what am I going to do right now? I'm just going to disconnect this thing, put back, glue the shell first, and after I glue the shell, I'll show you how did I glue it. Leave it in there for 24 hours with the epoxy, And after that, I'm just going to go ahead and assemble everything to see how this thing is going to work. I glue all of the stuff that it need to be done together, right there, right there. Also the two bracket that it was broken over in here and over there, and this side. I put them together. I use a little rubber band right in here to hold in the two sides in the right place, and then I glue them. Before I glue them, I use the thinner that you can use for the removing the lacquer to get the shiny part, and then I put the glue on them to make sure this is gonna last for a long time. As you can see, I glue everything. Right now, I can just actually get rid of this rubber band, and right now this thing is ready in a very good shape, very sturdy. The only thing that you have to remember, the little foam that we do have, make sure that you install this thing in the right place right in here. If you don't, then too much volume of the water is going to get in here, and it might not allow the vacuum to climb the wall. And if it didn't climb the wall, add more of this styrofoam into the other side. This is the one that it came with a manufacturer. So they already did a calculation on them, how much a volume get in there, the weight that it, and the suction that it been created by the propeller to allow this thing coming off the wall. But if it didn't, then what you can do, one is going to be removing this little deal that is right in here. You can just remove this, that it allow a little better suction right in here. If it didn't work, add a little more of this styrofoam to the other side, that the less volume of the water get in there when it's sinking the water, and make them a little lighter to climb the wall. Now I'm just going to put all of this stuff back together and take home to the pool and see how this thing is performed. This is the epoxy that I use to glue everything together, and to cleaning all of the junction, I use this lacquer thinner right in here. It's going to get rid of all of the shiny part and do priming, some sort of the priming right there, that it has a good adhesion for the this epoxy. And I'm going to use this contact cement, applying them to the foam, the back of this foam, and then attach them right there. Better you don't use the epoxy to attach in this. Use some sort of the contact cement. You can use this brush, apply it, leave it out, let it get some air, and then stick it right there. After cleaning that place with the alcohol right there, you apply the glue. You wait about a minute or two, and then you can stick it right there, just like this. As you can see, those brackets in the bottom that it was broken, it's just holding this thing in a place. It's this motor module in a place that is going to be aligned, that you can put the screws, 4 screws on the side. So that doesn't actually holding any weight, because when this thing is in a pool, it's upside down. So it's no weight on those bracket that it holding this motor module in a place. It's just for alignment, that you'll be able to put the 4 screws in both sides. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and put the screws on them, assemble this thing completely, and then we can test them out. Unfortunately, on the last minute, I find out they broke one of these stud that is holding the one of the roller. And even if I do have that piece, I couldn't glue them because it has too much stress on them, and there's no way to glue in them. So I replaced them with one of the older one, the unit that I do have. So I just replaced this, completes this side. So that's almost the only place that if anything break, you cannot glue it, because it's holding the end of this roller and have lots of tension on it. So I put everything right now together, as you can see right in here. And the last thing that it left to be done, I have to flip them over there, put a propeller back again, and put a handler on it right there, and that's it. Then this thing is ready to go be tested in the pole. One more thing that I find that is broken is a notch. If you're looking this side, I have a notch. That side doesn't have, and it's broken. And I don't know what is the pieces for that. For time being, I'm just gonna use one of the older one that I do have, but this is fixable. I can just add another notch in that side. Let me just get them in a position that you'll be able to see. See, one side is broken, is missing. The right hand side is missing. This side is okay, this side is broken. I'm just gonna build something later on, put them in for the color match. That's all. I'm gonna go ahead and test this one. That's gonna be my second one. It's waiting for the brush. I'm gonna change this brush on them, and I'm using that one as a donor. I keep it like the one right now. The side was broken. I use the side. It has more component on it that in the future I can use them for these two units. So I just put the vacuum into the hole, turn them on. Let's see how this is gonna work. Seems like it's running right now. Let's see what it's gonna do. I'm gonna run them today for at least 10 hours. Typically I run them 8 to 10 hours every 5 days. Normally, and during the winter time I just run them every week for about 8 hours. So it seems like this thing is working good right now. Climbing right now the stairs, and it's going back forth. It's very nice. It's doing the thing that it's supposed to do. We're gonna see how this thing gonna play out. I will let you guys know after 8 hours what's going on. Hopefully I'm just gonna go ahead and fix the top part of it. That is was the notch was broken. That is gonna be color match. Of course right now the two sides they are not matched. One side is a little more brownish than the other. Sorry, grayish than the other, not brown. This thing doing good now. Let's see what's going to happen. I'm wondering if you can climb the wall easily. As I said, if it didn't climb the wall, two things you can do. One, you can open the top, allow more air in there. It has a little vent that you can open. Let me just do it right now. Let me stop it, pull them out, open that vent and see if it's climbed. If it didn't, then you can just open them up and add a little more styrofoam inside of it, that the less water get in there to allow becoming lighter, that you can climb the wall. This is the little vent that I was talking about. You can just take them off and allow more water to come out. The more flow that you do have, the better vacuum that is going to happen. If it didn't climb the wall, then you can add more styrofoam inside the system. As you can see right now, it climbed the wall very well and is doing what it's supposed to do. Seems like the climbing is good, as I can see, and it's brushing very nicely. I can see all of the algae that green attached to the wall is cleaning them up right now. Very good. Seems like this thing is working good. And the vacuum definitely worked on them good. Other than that, it couldn't climb, and also when it's moving over the debris, I can see all of them. They're gonna be sucked in. And move to the other side of the pool and around the other wall. Overall, I'm happy with it. This cost me something around 340 bucks. Spend about 4 hours on it for gluing and disassembling and assembling the stuff. Of course, one side of it, the cleaner, I had them. If I didn't have them, I have to buy them because that piece is not global, even if I do have a broken piece. But it's good. I'm happy with my purchases, and seems like now I'm 100% sure that somebody dropped this thing and broke it. It wasn't that it wasn't functioning. Somebody tried to pull them up, because when you try to pull them out of the pool, they weigh something around 50 pounds. They probably slipped through their hand on the concrete or something. They broke it, and when they tried to disassemble it, they didn't know how to disassemble it. They broke more pieces and decided to sell it in eBay. As I mentioned it before, is no intelligence built in this vacuum. This is just randomly goes in a pool and you clean them up. For me, after 8 hours, you get probably about 95% of the pool cleaned up, and then I can guide them through with a wire that it has attached wire to the location that it's not clean to clean them up, or I can use a hand cleaner to clean them. The other thing about this, the timer that is in there seems like randomly somewhere between 15 seconds till 90 seconds is just going to go back and forth. It means if it's going to be picking up 20 seconds, it's going to go 20 seconds forward, 20 seconds back, or for instance 50 seconds forward. That's the same thing that I did with the one that when the drive module was bad and I pulled the electronic out, I built the same timer that's using the Arduino, but I put the timer inside the power supply that they do have, and I control it from there. So put something, I think I put about 30 seconds to 90 seconds randomly picking up the number, and then it apply it to the drive to go forward and back. I see right now this unit is doing the same thing too. So between each forward and back, I just wait about half a second because I want the motor completely be stopped before it goes to the other direction, and it's act the same way that this almost brand new unit is doing. This is how I decided to fix the notch in this side. I create a little trench right there. I don't know if this thing is zoomed right now. And then I put a hard plastic in there. I'm just going to glue it right there, and that is going to be like the other side. Let's see, like that side. This is going to be the way that I'm going to fix it. This doesn't bury that much weight. It's just holding them in place. So I'm just going to fill them out with epoxy and make sure this thing is completely vertical, and then everything going to be good to go. This is my old system that I changed the module on it, the drive module. I pulled the timer out of that thing and put them inside of the power supply, and it has a feature that I can go to the website when as long as I am in a same network, and I can change the time of the back and forth driving time in the pool. Also, as you can see, I already glued this thing. Notice that this does not climb the wall, so I add a little styrofoam right there. Make sure you don't add so much, because it must have its original one that is already in the back, you can see now. But I added a small piece right in here, not in the drive side. In the other side, don't add too much, because then this thing is going to float and it does not sink into the pool. As you can see, it cleaned the pool very well. It won't climb all over the walls. And as I mentioned, the best feature on them is I can change the time of the how long does it gonna go forward and back. Also, I do have a subroutine that every now and then it's just gonna cause the quick back and forth, causing the cleaner to pivot and change the direction and clean all over the pool. It's pretty nice. It's clean everything. I mean, cleaned it better than the original one. Of course, I'm going to use the other one that has the original drive on them. But even after I pulling the timer out of this and putting them inside of the power supply, it's working perfectly. That's about it. One more thing, if your system is old, make sure to change this seal. You can buy some of this weather stripper. These are the 1/16 of the inch thick. I bought them and remove the old one. We just heating them up with a heat gun and peeling them off and put a new seal on them, because this thing need to be completely sealed in this area. Other than that, it's just sucking the debris in and pushing them out from the other end. Additional feature that I do have on the timer that I install the power supply, I can go to the this website. I made a little server website that you can go ahead and change the lower and upper time that is going to randomly be picked up by the system and in moving the vacuum back and forth. For instance, right now I pick 65 second and 105 second. So randomly it's going to pick up, I don't know, for instance, 75 second to go forward, and the next time it's going to pick 85 second to go back. And in between, I do have a subroutine that is going to move the vacuum back and forth very quickly, that it causing it to pivot and move to the different direction. So this is additional feature. Of course, if you don't have, if your vacuum or this power supply is not on the same network, still is going to work and it's picking up the last number that you put in there. But if you do have them in the same network, you can go ahead and change these two numbers. Why do you need to change them? Based on the size of your pool. If your pool is smaller, you can use a shorter time for the back and forth. If you have a longer pool, you might need to add a little more time to the both of these. That is going to pick up the random number and goes in between. So you can just go right in here. For instance, I can just go right in here and change this thing to the 75, and then I update, and the moment that it see now it updated and it pick up, for instance, for the first time it pick up 97 seconds.